Hello, again, it's Peter Merrick, and I just want to share with you what a great day. And I got to share with you why I feel it's such a great day. I love to write, I love to communicate, I love to share ideas. And what I've discovered is I can just sit and do that because of modern technology by sharing my passions. And I've got a lot of them. I went through the first 25 years of my career just reading. And I just was just not a simple reader. I almost got killed several times crossing the street not looking. I would always walk around with a pen and a highlighter, and I'd be writing and I was searching for something. I was always trying to articulate, and I developed a real appreciation for communication. Someone who was able to take the most complex and make it simple and understandable. I learned what I liked and what I didn't like, and these ideas were important to communicate because the first time that they were communicated to me by such gifted communicators in writing and sometimes in lectures, I wanted to share that with someone young for the first time they would actually experiencing that. When I was really young, I read a book called Siddhartha by Herman Hesse, and this book had such a profound impact on me. This book was my guide from young adulthood to late middle age, which I am right now. And it was so important for me to capture that and wanting to communicate that to young people because I believe what good is it to have success if you're not going to share it with anybody? I've had several mentors in my life who've been so giving to me, who've had no reason to help me other than they wanted to leave a legacy. They got such a satisfaction giving back. And I think that's so important as we get older. I'm 52. This is a very big year for me. I finished a book which was my graduation, my thesis of the 30 years of me being in the financial industry called The King of Main Street. This was my passion. I condensed 5,000 books that I had read over 25 years into a story, and it's a textbook. And it was really important to me to communicate that, to leave something after I'm gone, something I was so proud of, or I would be proud of, something that I hope that it would touch people. At the same time, I want to still communicate, and I'm so grateful of all the technology that exists right now because now we can communicate. And over the next few months, few years, don't get bored of me, I'm going to share some of my thoughts. And what I also plan to do is during my journey, I've met some really interesting people. And I just want to share with you how I met these interesting people because I'm going to be bringing them on Zoom calls and introducing them to you. Back in 1999, my father had just died and I was stuck in Florida. And I went to a bookstore and there was a book that called to me. It was called Co-Creation by a brilliant woman named Barbara Max Hubbard. This woman in the 1950s found herself as a housewife with 5 children, and she went into New York City from Connecticut, and she went to the bookstore and she saw a bookstore that had maybe 5 or 6 books on self-development, and one of the books that she read was Abraham Maslow's book. For those of you who don't know, Abraham Maslow, he wrote The Hierarchy of Needs. This book spoke to her. She had ideas that were shooting off in her head, and she didn't know where to go. She was stuck in Connecticut on a farm, and she had no contact with Abraham Maslow. So she wrote a letter to him saying that she'd like to take him out to lunch, and she had such ideas. Well, what happened is Abraham Maslow called her up and took her out for lunch. And she did the same with Jonas Salk. She did the same with Buckminster Fuller. She did the same thing with countless other individuals who wrote incredible books, and she found out, and she shared this idea that changed my life. She said, somebody writes a book that focuses on a subject, something greater than themselves. And you can tell whether someone writes a book and it's about them and telling you how great they are, or a book that says, hey, look at this subject, help me add to it. She said that these people had written books because it was a flare. They had seen things that were happening in society, and they wanted to go and communicate it and find other people who are also seeing those changes. And someone who writes an authentic book, it's not about money, it's not about fame, it's about finding like-minded people who can help create. It's like jazz. You go in and you join the band and you play your own instrument. So the reason I share that story with you, because that book changed my life, how I communicated with the authors that I read, who touched me. Over the course of the last 25 years, I have become pen pals with over 1,500 authors. And the reason they've written is because they wanted to communicate. And I have to share something with you that most people don't understand. I've written. There were times that my articles could have been read by about 4 million people in a given week. However, during that time, very few people raised their hands. So the people who raise their hands, they're special people. And writers know that. Audiences don't. So, over this course of the next few months, I'm going to be introducing you to some of the people who've had some incredible impact on me. Some of these names, you will know, they're household. However, just like you and just like me, they're on their own path of self-discovery. Because it doesn't matter who you are, we all are subjected to time. And we're only promised so many circuits around the sun. And if you're lucky, you might get 90, really lucky, 100 while having your health. But I don't know anybody who's actually lived forever. So it's not about what you take or what you've gotten, it's about what you give. And over the course of the next few months, let's explore what these people have to give. The little secrets that made their lives a little more tolerable on this planet, and how they've made other people's lives better. That's it for now. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to having you join me on this exploration of self-discovery, of the path that you're on, I'm on, and everyone is on. And that is to find that peace we're all looking for, and that satisfaction. And again, that's only going to happen by reaching out outside yourself. Have a wonderful day.